Alright, so unless you've been living under a rock in actual isolation, then you know by now that Final Fantasy VII Remake is out, but only for some people. Apparently, Square shipped out copies to Australian retailers early and gave them the green light to sell their copies to the public ahead of the April 10th launch date, which to me seems really unfair. I don't know, just because the stores got them early, I feel like they should have held on to them until the 10th, just like with the rest of the world and those who purchased the game on digital pre-order. Now, for those of you who don't know it by now, the digital pre-download date on the PlayStation Store has changed, so I went ahead and purchased a digital copy in spite of already pre-ordering a physical copy at my local GameStop. Now, I did this for a specific reason, which might turn out to work in my favor, because today I called GameStop and found out some new information. Now, what I'm about to tell you is just what's going on in my city, and the situation might be completely different in yours, but I really wanted people to know what was going on over here. So, the GameStop that I pre-ordered from is legitimately closed. Like, it's not going to open anytime soon because of its location. It's inside of our mall. I called that specific GameStop earlier today and I got no answer. There is no one there to even answer the phones. But I know I had seen reports that GameStop was still operational in certain cities, so I decided to try another GameStop location that was a bit further out, and they had an answering message that stated they were doing online orders that could be picked up at the door of that specific store. Now, this is what I had heard and I had hoped was going on with the GameStop that I pre-ordered my Final Fantasy VII Remake from, but I don't think that's possible because it's in the mall. Now, I did speak to a person that worked at the GameStop that was further out, and she told me that she literally had zero idea on what the situation is going to be concerning my pre-order store in the mall. The way that she was talking, it made me feel as if the store was going to be closed until the 30th of the month. I asked her about my pre-order and how am I going to get it, and the only answer she could give me was to call back to her store on Monday for an update because she didn't know if there was going to be anyone there at the mall location to receive the pre-orders to distribute them to customers. Then that prompted me to ask her about the shipments themselves and if there was going to be any sort of delay with them, and she said no without hesitation. But then she backtracked herself and said that she wasn't sure how UPS was going to handle their services. Now, at first, I thought she was a manager, but the more I talked with her, she seemed to be an associate with little to no real knowledge of what the company was going to do with the money I spent with them for this much anticipated product. Now, I called GameStop's corporate office, and I got an answering message telling me to call back during normal business hours, which I was currently doing. So, I don't know right now what's going on with my physical copy pre-order, other than that I might have to wait until the 30th. But that's because my pre-order store is in a location that seems to be shut down. Now, other GameStops that are not connected to a mall in my area are open, at least so far as that they have someone present at the store taking calls. I haven't actually left the house and gone out there, but they have people there answering the phones and stuff and giving out the pre-orders at the door. Now, during the making of this video, as I was typing up this script, I called another game store in a shopping plaza even further out and asked about Final Fantasy VII Remake pre-orders and my mall, and he pretty much told me that in the case of my mall, I can cancel Christmas because the mall is shut down for now and the store won't have access to computers, and he suggested to me buying a copy somewhere else. Now, this guy that I talked to, he actually sounded like a manager. Now, I asked him about his store, and he said that they would probably be releasing the game a day early because they're not allowed to do a midnight release. Now, on a more personal note, I think this is a really screwed up situation because having the game be leaked early to a few people who may spoil some specific content is one thing. But releasing a game this popular, this early to people in a specific region is unfair to everyone. It's unfair to those who got their copies early and were told not to reveal gameplay online. I was in some dude's live stream early this morning, and I was there for at least 2 hours, and there were some people saying, oh, you shouldn't be doing this is spoilers, and he went to the streamer, he went to go and check and see if Square told people not to do it, and he's like, yeah, Square told me not to do this, wow, I don't know if I should continue streaming, and I was like, look, man, I don't care about spoilers, I want to see the game, just go ahead and play it. So, I don't know, it's not fair to YouTubers and streamers who are waiting patiently to stream or upload the game. Now, I myself had plans to make an entire strategy guide series for the game, but with it being released and people having already beaten it maybe or created videos of a similar variety to be uploaded, it kind of makes my plans pointless, and quite frankly, I don't think that's right. I realize that this is a unprecedented situation or whatever, but in my opinion, they handled this all wrong. I think that the day they allowed Australia to get their hands on the game and play it should have been the same day that they released the digital version of the game to everyone. They may still do that. I didn't know until like yesterday that they had the ability to change dates on the PlayStation Store for digital downloads and stuff like that. So there may be a good chance that they somehow allow us to download the game early so we can play it. I just think it's really unfair that this is going on like this, because as a YouTuber, as a streamer, I was really hoping to show this game to my audience, what audience I have, and maybe pick up some new viewers. But with a game like Final Fantasy VII Remake that is very linear, that has a storyline that's just going to be the same from one person's playthrough to the next, it's just going to really not encourage people to watch or discover new content creators for this game, right? I mean, basically it's going to be the people who got the game now, they're going to gain an influx of, new viewers and new subscribers, or whatever platform they happen to be showing the game on, because they have the game now ahead of everybody else. And then it just seems like when the rest of the world catches up and gets it, the only people that are really going to benefit from Final Fantasy VII Remake as far as viewership on Twitch or YouTube or Mixer or whatever have you, the people that already have a dedicated audience that really want to see them play the game. But being a viewer myself, I've watched the game for 3 hours this morning, and I've already seen what I wanted to see until I play the game for myself, and thinking in terms of if I was just a viewer, I wouldn't want to watch the same gameplay from somebody else that I've already seen, So I don't know, it's just a really terrible situation, and I guess I can't wait to play the game. I've been waiting, and it's just unfair that they allowed somebody else to get the game before everybody else. That doesn't make sense. But hey, it is what it is. I hope those people who got their hands on the game early enjoy it. I hope they enjoy, what it does for their streaming or uploading careers, because I know I would have.